President Sanchez, High Commissioner Gandhi, Excellencies, dear friends, it is a great honor for me to join you today to celebrate the 70th anniversary of the 1951 Refugee Convention. This occasion offers us an opportunity not only to reflect on the past 70 years, but also to reaffirm our commitment to the principles of the Convention. This convention has proven to be as relevant today as it was in 1951, even in the context of a global pandemic. Out of the ashes of the horrors of World War II, the United Nations General Assembly proclaimed on the 10th of December 1948 the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Article 14. Everyone has the right to seek and to enjoy in other countries asylum from persecution. The 1951 Convention built on this fundamental right established the UNHCR as its guardian and forms the basis of our work. It defines who is a refugee, outlines their rights and the legal obligation of states to protect those rights and respect the Convention's core principle of non-refoulement. UNHCR received the mandate to lead and coordinate international action to protect and safeguard the rights and well-being of those forced to flee persecution and conflicts, those uprooted and stateless. We are often the first international relief organization on the ground in emergency situations that create population displacement, and the last one out when the crisis subsides. During these past 70 years, as the conflicts in the world have forced more and more families to flee their homes, the UN Refugee Agency has saved millions of lives and have helped more than 60 million restart their lives. Today, there can be no doubt about the power, the strength, and the importance of this vital convention. When I joined UNHCR over 35 years ago, there were around 12 million refugees in the world. Today, that number is over 26 million, who together with those internally displaced and asylum seekers amount to a shocking figure of 82 million people who have been forcibly displaced from their homes and are in need of protection. 82 million stories, 82 million dreams and hopes. During the years that I have been a Goodwill Ambassador, I have drawn inspiration from my UNHCR colleagues in the field who devote their lives, and some have even lost their lives, for the refugee cause. I've also drawn encouragement from refugees that I have met and have been humbled by their plight, especially the women who with their children represent more than 80% of all refugees. When I have been my most discouraged, I need only to remember the eyes of the courageous women and girls that I have met who with great dignity face nearly insurmountable difficulties and dangers of refugee life. Many have told me unique and touching stories about their lives and the horrors of their flight, but they also spoke passionately of their hopes and dreams for the future, which are no different from those that mothers all over the world have for their families. To be able to contribute in a positive way to a society that recognizes and accepts them. The global pandemic has forced us to recognize the overwhelming inequality in our society and the immediate necessity for more solidarity in a global sense, not only when we think of the health crisis, but also in our response to those who have been forced to flee. But the convention, like any other legal instrument, can only unleash its potential when it is fully enforced. More than ever, states, civil society, the private sector, academia, artists, society as a whole must come together to ensure that no one is left behind. We need to truly make this commitment a guiding principle of our policy and practice so that refugees are at the center of political decisions that impact them, so that the conflict and persecutions that induce their forced movement can be prevented and durable solutions found. Article 1 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights states, "All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reason and conscience and should behave toward one another in a spirit of sister and brotherhood." This article shows us that each one of us belong to the family of humanity. The 1951 Convention encourages us to take care of one another. Each one of us can in some way make a real difference. I am the founding president of the board of Sweden for UNHCR, one of UNHCR's national fundraising partners, and our sister organization, España con ACNUR, has been an important inspiration to us. The Spanish civil society is a beautiful example of what solidarity toward those in need really means. On behalf of my sisters and brothers who have been and are now refugees, I thank you for your solidarity and your unwavering support for UNHCR's mandate and purpose. We unfortunately do not have a magic wand to wish away the root causes of forced displacement. And until the international community demonstrates the true courage and political will to tackle this problem head on, families will continue to be forced to flee. Until a new day comes, we must uphold the instruments that enable us to keep making a difference. My personal experience has been that an outstretched hand never comes back empty, but is filled with the warmth of human kindness. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long ways from home, a long ways from home. Thank you very much.